What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Oh, it's a beautiful day out here. I had to come out here and get my eye break. Oh my gosh, y'all. Mm, thank you so much for your prayers, y'all. Please pray for your girl, cause I got a little. I know I gotta go through this eye procedure, and and you try not to worry, and you just trust God. But I wouldn't be lying to you if I didn't tell you I wasn't a little bit concerned because of the potential outcome. But again, I just trust God with my vision in this eye. So we got to do what we got to do. We got to do what we got to do. And I just thank God for my mama. I do. I'm telling y'all. I know some of you have shared with me that your mother have gone on to glory and may not still be here with you. But for those of us who have our mothers here and your mama still prays for you, it's such a blessing. And I tell the Lord, thank you that I have a praying mama. And for those of you who, for whatever reason, your relationship is whatever, there's an opportunity for you to reconcile with your mama. Ask the Lord to guide you and do just that. But anyway, y'all, you know, I try to come on here and be very transparent and be very real with y'all about certain things. And there's some things that'll happen in your life and you just, it'll shake your core. It will shake your core. And I'm a little concerned, but again, I have cast that care. I've put my total health in the hands of my Heavenly Father. And He says that He wants me to prosper and be in good health, even as my soul prospers. So I trust and believe that He is not a man that He will lie. He is a God who answers prayer, and I just trust Him. So again, I want to just thank y'all for your prayers. At this time, I'm just waiting on all of my doctors to give the clearance, because I'll have to go under. It is outpatient, and I'll have to go under anesthesia. So it is and I'll stay with my mom a few days after the procedure and open my eyes and be able to see more clearly. And I just tell the Lord, thank you. Tell the Lord, thank you. But y'all, I did want to talk about something that has been a hot topic in the news. And that is a true strawberry letter. I'm sure for those of you who have followed Steve Harvey and all of that's going on. But if you haven't, I guess I'm just speaking to those of you who are familiar with the Shirley Strawberry and what she's going through. And I just want to just pray and lift her up. And I also want to pray for Steve Harvey and all the shenanigans and mess that's going on with him and his wife, Marjorie. I tell you, you know, it's almost sometimes you don't even want to cut on social media. You don't even want to cut on the TV because there's always something going on. Isn't it the truth? There's something going on in politics, in the world, just all, it's just, but our God is greater. Our God is stronger and wiser, and we have to remember that. We have to hold fast to that. But nonetheless, that's why, just like my mom said, we have to pray without ceasing. But I'm here to tell you, Miss Strawberry, again, I just pray for her. When you are in a marriage or any type of relationship long term where you trust somebody, and the gist of what I'm saying, y'all, I'm bad about not leaving links, but if anybody's interested in what I'm talking about, I will leave the link in the description so you can follow what I'm talking about and maybe what but what I'm saying is, long story short, Miss Strawberry is a employee on Steve Harvey's morning show, and she's been there for years. I mean, I don't know if y'all remember the hoodies. Y'all remember the hoodies, the hoodie awards, and all that stuff. And she's also was married to a Strawberry, the baseball player. She was married to his brother, so thus she has the last name Strawberry. But anyway, she currently is going through a situation where her husband has been incarcerated for a little over a year, I believe, for misrepresentation of funds. It's some financial stuff that allegedly has gone wickety whack. So he's incarcerated for his dealings in impropriety. Just again, it's a bunch of stuff. And she has come on recently within the last, I don't know, 3-4 days, where she has made a public apology to Steve Harvey because she was on the phone talking with her husband, while he was while he's incarcerated. They record those phone calls. And so again, she's talking to her husband. She's trying to encourage him and just talking. So she was just talking freely, kind of. And she had made a comment about Steve Harvey and I guess his disposition, or something about his body, his health, or something to that effect. And so whoever got a hold of the tapes made it public. So instead of her trying to deny it or whatever, she came right out, because they're out, the tapes are out public, her talking with her husband, and she just came out and apologized and said, hey, I'm sorry that these tapes are now out in the public eye, and now people know and heard verbatim what I said. And she didn't try to deny it or anything like that. She just came straight out and said, hey, I apologize for that. That you got your own stuff going on, and now you're being drugged into her stuff, and the stuff going on with her and her husband. And you know what? When you say something out of turn, and you say something wrong, or if you just, even if you feel like it's your truth, and now you thrown somebody else in the spotlight behind some stuff that you're going through, that I commend her for just coming out, facing it head on, speaking her truth about it, apologizing for it. There's no excuse for it. And hope for the best. I hope that her and Steve relationship does not sever, that she's going to be able to continue to work on that show, because I mean that's part of the show that has helped build the Steve Harvey brand in that aspect, in that arena. You know, everybody enjoyed the Strawberry Letters. A lot of people love that segment of that show. So as far as that's concerned, you know, you do what you have to do and be sincere about it. And I believe that she was very sincere about it. Again, it's unfortunate. Like I said, you think about, okay, a lot of people are dogging her out, but then you think about some of the things you might sit around and talk with your family about, or, you know, your husband if you're married, or your significant other, if you will, a close family member, or even, you know, a mentor at work, and the very thing that you discussed with them perhaps gets leaked out, or you found out that they've recorded it, and then now they're putting it out there for everyone to see. So sure, perhaps you can get mad at the person for putting it out there, but then again, if it's something that you said, just own it. You know, we say own it, you know. But again, you think about the things that you discuss with your loved ones or whatever, you know, you feel like you're speaking freely, if you will. But it's the mailman. But the thing of it is with that, in this day and age, and especially when you, and I think in most jurisdictions in America, if you're incarcerated in any time you're on the phone, you better bet your bottom dollar all that stuff is being recorded. I mean, I believe that's, you know, like I said, I haven't read every law for, or don't know every law for every state, but I'm pretty sure every jurisdiction in America, in the United States of America, if you are talking on that telephone and you're incarcerated, that phone call is being recorded. So people just need to be mindful of that, you know. But like I said, I can understand she was talking to her husband. I mean, you know, probably trying to take his mind off of, you know, him being incarcerated and having to deal and sit in the pocket of why he's in jail. You know, she was just talking open and freely. So of course now it's out here in the public eye for people to see, talk about. But again, you have to think about what do you be running your mouth and jaw jackals about? You know, we all do it. And so it's just one of those things where, I guess, like I said, in this day and age, with the cell phones, with people, you know, anything can become viral. You out shopping, you doing your whatever, and anything can pop off. Somebody more than likely, keep that in mind, somebody more than likely is going to have a camera, and if they decide they want to go viral, or they want some of that internet fame to get them a little piece of coin or whatever, oh, trust and believe, honey, somebody gonna have a camera rolling to have their moment in the spotlight. I mean, it just is what it is, because it's so instant now. You know, not saying that people ain't had to pay their dues, but in this day and age, you know, you can become a viral sensation instantly. You know, back in the day, in order to even be recognized and to be ever to become famous, oh baby, you had to put in some years. And I'm not saying people don't have to put in years and put in the work now, but y'all understand what I'm saying. This day and age, oh honey, you can become an overnight instant sensation, can't you? Now, back in the day, what they called it, the 15 minutes of fame. Well, yeah, this day and age, not only do you get 15 minutes of fame, you might get a whole lifetime of fame in less than a minute. So y'all understand what I'm saying. So, you know, again, I just do. I'm lifting her up in prayer, because see, the other side of that, again, we can talk about the other side of that, you know. And she went on to say in her video when she, you know, initially got up there to apologize to Steve Harvey, she, you know, she led with, you know, hey, since, you know, it's been put out there, my husband is incarcerated. And she go, like I said, she goes down the different few things that he has been incarcerated for. And she also went on to say that, you know, that she was getting her hair done, and then, you know, the authorities came and repossessed and took her car while she, you know, while she's at the salon, and, you know, just the embarrassment of that. And she didn't have no way to get home, and her actual stylist had to take her home and stuff, you know. And I just sat back and I thought about that. I said, oh my God, you know. And then, you know, she gotta, you know, find somewhere to live. I mean, you know, and I just said, oh my God, you know, I was looking at the other side of that, outside of, you know, having to explain to her employer, and, you know, Steve Harvey Morning Show, that's her employer, you know, you have to explain that. And then you got to turn around and deal with the public embarrassment and scrutiny of finding out your husband has been doing some shady dealings, and now he's incarcerated for it. And because it's financial, now you got to turn in everything that has a monetary value to pay restitution or pay what's owed for something that he allegedly took unlawfully or illegally. I mean, you know, and I thought, oh my God. And, you know, she ain't the only one, and it's unfortunate. It happens to people, men and women, every day. And I thought, you know, you imagine, you know, you in a marriage or in a relationship, oh my God, and you put your trust and your hopes and dreams with somebody. You know, you're trying to build a life, and you're putting in your 50%, he's putting in his 50%, or however you want to look at it. You putting your 100% in, and then you find out not only was he doing some wickety whack stuff, but he also had a little shalanda on the side. Because again, when those tapes got released, you know, said about Steve Harvey, and then there were also some tapes that were released of Strawberry's husband talking to another woman. So it's like, oh my God, oh, you just, you know, and so now all that's out there in the public eye on display. And, you know, like I said, as I am listening to that, it's almost like, my God, it make you not even want to get involved with anybody, because when you think you got somebody, oh, can we just, women, we just want to talk for a little minute. And this is by no means bashing men, because it happens to men too. But, you know, and I'm just speaking from a perspective because I am a single woman, but it's like, but, you know, I love and I love companionship, and I believe and respect the institution of marriage. I really do. I think it's a beautiful thing. But oh my God, when you hear those type of things, you almost want to not have hope about if you would want to enter into those type of unions. Because you're thinking, my God, you know, I think about in my life, I'm like, man, you know, I would love to be able to share what I have with somebody who is willing to put me first, who love me, who I can trust. I mean, you know, I'm talking about down to the nitty gritty. Oh, my neighbor, they getting ready to cut the grass. So I'll shorten this video because I want y'all to be able to hear me. But you know, when you have a love and trust for somebody, but then they do that to you, oh my God. Oh my God. Let's go inside, y'all, because I ain't gonna be able to hear me. Okay, y'all, we're back on the inside. But like I was saying, you know, you trust somebody, you think you really have something with somebody, you know, and you have poured into it, you've built a life, you maybe got children with this person, and then you find out that they got all this other stuff going on. And it's such a gut punch. It's such a gut punch. And like I said, you know, it almost make you not even want to get involved because of that. And like I said, no, but you know, I don't ever want to lose hope. I really don't. But again, again, as a woman, I think about those things, but you know, that doesn't stop me from trying to have an abundant life. You know, because like I said, right now, I'm trying to build the life that I want to have. I'm putting things in order. I'm being faithful on, you know, my mortgage and how I'm doing that, so I can have that deed in my hand within the next 7 years. You know, I mean, so you put things in place to build and structure your life up in the ways that you can control, because you know, life is gonna be life and things are gonna happen, and you just have to go with it, right? But again, it's like, man, you know, when you think you're building something with someone and you don't ever stop, but it's almost like, you know, I'm over here trying to build something. I'm trying to hold your arms up. I'm trying to be that supportive person. I'm trying to be, you know, my all in all, and you over here doing a whole bunch of foolishness, or you over here doing a bunch of fool-la-la. You know, and it's just like, man, really? But that's what people do. You know, I'm gonna tell you, I've been listening to a couple of podcasts on people talking about this very issue, because you know, sometimes I like to get the man perspective. And let me tell you something, I was listening to this podcast and I thought, oh my God, and this man just came straight out again. You know, he was saying, you know, yeah, she was a good woman, she did pretty much everything I wanted to do. He said, but I just wanted something new and exciting. I just got caught up. And he said, and I'm gonna be honest with you, now this is him talking, she was so good to me, and he said, it's almost like I began not to like her. Now I want y'all to listen to that. He said, you know, I really didn't like her, I just liked her cool-la-la. And I thought, huh? He actually said that. And he said he told her that, and of course she broke all into pieces. And I thought, my God. And so I was just listening to him talk, but my brain could not get past that. And it's really, but see, here's the thing. He was telling the truth. That was his truth. He really didn't like her, but he stayed with her, whatever, because he enjoyed the sex. So there's some men out there, they really don't like you. They really don't like you. You might have the total package, but they really don't like you, because it might even be because it's something that they haven't attained. It's something that they don't have, or for whatever reason. And that was what he said. I really didn't like her. I just liked her sex. I liked the sex game was tight. So here it is. You're stringing this woman along, thinking she's gonna be the one, thinking she's gonna be da 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 da. Ain't that the way the song go? I don't know. So, and that's what I think what happens to us women. We think we're going to be the one, I guess, to change. And in some instances, that may be, you may be the answer to his prayers. Absolutely. I still believe and know that. But there's a lot of women also think they don't hear what the man is saying in the very beginning. Well, I don't want this. I really don't know if I want to go into another marriage or get married or anything. And we hear that, right? But then we think, and a lot of women, we think, okay, I'm going to be the one that's going to be able to get him. It's going to be a challenge, right? We're going to be the ones that's going to get him to change his mind. We're going to catch him in that window where we slow walk him down. We keep begging him. We keep, whatever. And again, it's the same thing on the other side. But again, going back to Miss Strawberry, I thought, oh my God, you're building something with someone. You're giving them your all in all. And you're married. You've taken those vows. And I think too, and I sit back and who am I? I'm just on the outside looking in. But based on when you hear men speak about things and women speak about things, what happened to communicating to your spouse and say, look, I'm not happy, or let's try to work this out. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen, because I know that it does. But I'm just saying, when you do that backdoor sneaky mess, because even before you even do, you make a choice. You make a choice to do that. You make a choice. And then, you think about it too. My God, before you do something, husband or wife or whoever, let that video play in your head before you do some jacked up mess. How is this going to affect my family? How is this going to affect my children? Is my greed for the money, my greed because you want a different flavor of the week, how is that going to affect my family? What's the outcome? And see, I think, like I said, a lot of people just go out there and they just do it because I guess the thrill of them getting away with it. Is that what it is? It's the thrill of doing something sneaky and getting away with it. Is that the excitement that you're looking for? Is that the new? I'm just trying to understand. Just for the sake of talking. But anyway, like I said, I just really pray for her. I really do. And for any woman that's going through some stuff, because like I said, the whole thing of it is, you think you got something. You think you're building something with someone. You put your time, your love, your effort, and then you find out they doing a whole bunch of foolishness on the other side. And here you are trying to hold it down. Here you are trying to do everything necessary and possible to keep that family unit and that structure and that relationship going. And the whole time, their mind is far, far away. They're not even trying. So we can go to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. But you know what? I just wanted to just speak on a true strawberry letter that she's now having to answer and explain and or address. Miss Strawberry truly is writing her own strawberry letter. Isn't that the truth? It's the truth. And like I said, I just want to pray for her. And I have prayed for her. But I think about for people who are harsh and hard on her or whatever. But again, you think about the times that you're sitting around with your family. But again, like I said, in this day and age, I guess the lesson here also is, look, if you don't want something repeated, or if you don't have a problem repeating it, then of course say it. Because trust and believe, if it's out here on social media, people are going to talk about it. They just are. People are going to talk about it and discuss it. If you put your stuff, just like me, I put my stuff out here, people are going to talk about it. Now, I don't put it out there for people to bash me and to dog me out. Absolutely not. But, because there's a way to do anything. But just like me and any of us content creators that put our stuff here on social media, people are going to talk about it. But like I said, in this particular instance with Miss Strawberry, should she have known that her conversation was being recorded? Yeah, but whoever went and the person and whoever the entity was who went and got those recordings, they obtained them legally, because I mean, it's public record. If you just it's no different than the media. They can petition different news organizations if they feel like it has a public interest. They can petition the court to get a release on it. Same way when we the public cry out for body cams from police officers, there's a legal procedure that you have to go through to get it. So whoever this person was or entity was that got those jailhouse recordings, they did it and obtained it, and they just put it out there. And it's unfortunate. Now, I'm sure she wasn't expecting that. But at the same time, this day and age, like I was saying earlier, honey, that cell phone, they're walking and talking devices. They're walking and talking computers. And we can pretty much do our whole life on these things. Isn't that the truth? They're like our mini computers, portable computers. So, again, like I said, I just wanted to talk about that and just lift her in prayer and pray that she get through this, and she will. She'll get through it. She'll get through it. It's just it's rough right about now. But like I said, I couldn't do anything but commend her from the way that she owned it. She came out, dealt with it head on. And again, the lesson too for even us, when something faces us, we can sit up here and try to throw every excuse in there on why we did. Look, the best thing to do is just deal with it head on. And then that way, when you do it one time, you ain't got to do it but one time. You ain't got to splice words. You ain't got, that way people can't come back. Well, what did you really mean? No, she didn't try to go into the weeds and say, well, what I meant by the statement I made about Steve. She didn't do all of that. Look, I apologize, Steve. I apologize that I said that about you and Majorie, or, however that. I apologize. And you don't even need that because, of what y'all are going through. See, that's how you do it. That way you don't add anything else to it for people to pick and pick apart. She just came right on out with it. Because see, one thing about certain things, could she have been quiet? Could she have said, well, people don't need, Some things, see, people like us, it's easy for us to say, oh, honey, girl, you just need to ignore it. But no, when you're in the public eye like they are, and they have a show together, sometimes it's important that you do have to come out and make statements, because you got brand deals looking at you that you're in contracts with. You got deals with people who place ads on your show, and if they don't feel like if they feel like your show is chaotic or whatever, and they don't want to put their advertising dollars on you, then yes, ma'am. It's no different than if something crazy, and people are finding it out, aren't they? When you work for certain companies, and you get out here and act a fool and act a donkey, and whether you're discriminating against somebody or you being racist to somebody, honey, like I said, that phone, people pull that phone up. And that's really one of the angles I wanted to talk to y'all about too. When people pull that phone up and pull that angle of that phone up, and you could be recorded at any time, and the way folk know how to find out your information, where you work at and stuff, and they send them videos to your employer, and you got an internet or ethical clause in your place of employment, and baby, you get out here and do some crazy stuff, and then you look in and you're being given your pink slip. Yeah, this stuff is instant. Like I said, instant. It happens instantly. You'll go viral, but baby, you better want to go viral in the right way. Because some people are losing their jobs on this here social media apparatus applications. So, you know, it's one of those things where, yeah, you have to come out and make statements. Just like people here on YouTube, they are got people, you know, content creators like us, we get approached every day about doing brand deals, about collabs all day. Most YouTube content creators tell our email is inundated with brands looking at us to want to collab and for us to do promotion for their products. And so a lot of people, this is their bread and butter. This is how they make their living on social media, all across all different types of platforms. So when something happens, now we sitting at home because we do a 9 to 5, or we busy doing our, and we'll tell people, oh, just ignore it. No, sometimes you can't just ignore stuff. You can't just ignore stuff, honey, because if you owe it to your brand, people that you got brand deals with, or you want your stuff to still continue to have ads placed on it, then yeah, you have to come out and make a statement and say, well, look, this is, you know, here, hey. Because, honey, it could be the difference between your money getting cut off. And like I said, money, the Lord said, money answers all things. I ain't never been able to take some leaves in my yard and go pay my light bill with it. I ain't never been able to take, you know, grace and pay the mortgage with. No, you got to have cold cash money, if you will, to pay your bills. You can't, you know, you might be a homestead and be able to take, you can't take oranges to the telephone company and pay your light bill. I mean, pay your telephone bill and hand them a bushel of oranges. It don't work like that. So again, yeah, you have to. So when people don't know, they'll make statements like that because they're not in the public eye, or they're not working with different brands that says, hey, this is part of our contract. You know, you have to have good ethical, you know, you have to be ethical. You can't get out here and you know, scam people. You can't be doing stuff that brings too much controversy, because we're a wholesome brand and we like things to stay whatever. And these brands, they look at you, they watch you for a while before they decide they're going to throw their money and or advertising dollars at you, towards your way. I mean, it just is what it is. It's like this all over the world. That's how it works. So yeah, it's very important that sometimes, you know, content creator will throw out disclaimers, because that's part of the business of doing YouTube. So if you don't have a YouTube channel, or if you're not a content creator and you're not a partner with Google, then it's easy for you to say it and not understand it, because you feel like, oh, we just like you, which we are. Y'all just don't have y'all just don't display your life on public platform. But because we choose to do that, we also have to choose to also follow the community guidelines therein. So yeah, I applaud Miss Strawberry that she came out dead with it. It wasn't a making of her own, but she said what she said. It got out. I'm sure she wasn't expecting it to get out, but again, we're in 2023. People will display your stuff real quick and fast. It's like, it's sensationalism. People like it. People like that gotcha moment. People like that. And people can say all they want to that they don't, but they do because people like watching the drama. That's why I say videos that are full of drama, they get the most views. Absolutely. They just do. It's a fact. And I'm not saying that good, fun-hearted, inspirational videos get just, you know, they get just as much views, but but trust when I tell you, drama is much more popular. It's just a fact. It may not be something you subscribe to, but it's a fact. There's a whole lot of other folks that do. So, but anyway, like I said, I don't want to beat a horse, but again, that's the takeaway for me, is that, honey, that's one thing about when you're talking and conversing, if you don't want it to be something that meets you around the corner, then either keep your mouth closed, don't say it, or always know this here thing right here, yeah, somebody could be doing like that to you one day, and it can affect your very life and your livelihood. But like I said, for her, I hope whatever's going to happen between her and her husband, whatever works best for her, that it gets worked out. And I also hope that she's still able to still stay employed with the Steve Harvey show, so that because she's in a pickle right now. She's in a pickle right now, and she was very vocal about it, But I pray her strength in the Lord, and that this too shall pass. And for anybody that's going through it, men too, I pray that things get better, and they will. All right, y'all. This was my lunch break, jaw jacking with y'all. I love you. God bless, and may the peace of the Lord be with you. Bye, y'all.